If you're training for a sub-4 marathon, your long run is the only thing standing between you and a massive personal best or a complete disaster on race day. Most runners think the plan is simple. The long run. Week 1, run 13k. Week 2, run 15k. Week 3, run 18k, and keep going and adding miles every single weekend until their legs completely shatter. That is a recipe for disaster. To build a sub-4 engine, you need to use the 3 up and 1 down cycle. So for the first 3 weeks, you'll be building mileage, but on the 4th week, you intentionally and purposely drop the distance back down to 11k to let your body actually absorb the fitness. But here's the catch. Knowing how far to run is only 10% of the equation. If you run these distances at the wrong pace or stay on your feet too long, the calendar is useless. Today, we're stripping away the junk miles. I'm going to reveal the exact non-negotiable rules for the sub-4 long run. If we haven't met yet and you're new to the channel, my name is Paul. I've ran 12 marathons and broken the 4-hour barrier 8 times. My entire goal for this channel is for you to do exactly the same without destroying your social life or your legs. So hit that subscribe button and join the sub-4 squad and we'll break that sub-4 together. Now, on to rule number 1. The single biggest mistake most runners make is leaving their best marathon out on their training routes. They treat every long run like a race. To break sub-4 hours, your pace on race day is going to be around about 5 minutes, 40 seconds per kilometre, or 9 minutes, 9 seconds per mile. But if you try and run your 25-kilometre weekend run at that pace, you're missing the entire physiological point of the workout. The long run is not about speed. It's about capillary growth. It's about building the aerobic base. It's about teaching your body to burn fat instead of glycogen. I like to call this the ego trap. So you really do need to keep your ego at the door. When I'm out here on a Saturday running a long run, I'm consciously running 30 to 60 seconds slower than my marathon pace. So for sub-4, marathon pace is 5 minutes 40 seconds. So you want to be doing your long runs around about 6 minutes 30 seconds per kilometre pace. And at the start it may feel really easy, but that's the whole point. But I can guarantee you by 25 kilometres, it won't. The easiest hack, change your watch screen. Hide your average pace and only display your heart rate. If you drift out of zone 2, you're running too fast. Walk if you have to. Slower is faster. Rule number 2 is the lifesaver for a busy professional, the 3-hour time cap. If you download a generic 16-week marathon plan off the internet, you'll eventually see a 32-kilometre run on the schedule. For an elite runner, that takes a little over 2 hours. But for us, the rest of us in the sub-4 squad, that could take 3.5, maybe 4 hours. There's lots of research and evidence to say that running more than 3 hours in your training, especially for a sub-4 marathon, has little, if any, benefit. In fact, it increases the risk of injury, burnout, and fatigue. And if you get to your long run, and it says in your calendar that you've got a 32-kilometre run scheduled, and you're out on your run, and you've been running for 3 hours, and you look at your watch and you've only hit 28 kilometres, I would stop, call an Uber, walk. Always remember, training for a marathon, for the long run, it's all about time on feet. So 3 hours is 3 hours, regardless of the distance. Now I know exactly what you're thinking. Paul, you've shown me the first 4 weeks with your big sticky notes, but how am I meant to get to the 32 kilometres without guessing? I'm not going to sit here and go through 16 weeks worth of numbers with you. Instead, I built the entire 16-week long run blueprint. So grab your phone or hit pause on your computer right now and take a screenshot of this schedule. This right here is your weekend roadmap for the next 4 months. And before you panic at the times listed under each distance, those are not your sub-4 race paces. Those are calculated specifically for your slower, easy zone 2 training pace. Remember rule 1, slower is faster. If you follow these exact times, give or take, you'll build the aerobic engine without frying your legs. Got it? Good. But having the map doesn't matter if your car runs out of gas. Which brings us to rule number 3, the gut dress rehearsal. The long run isn't just a workout for your legs, it's a workout for your stomach. If you want to run a sub-4 marathon, you need to be taking about 40 to 60 grams of carbs every hour. And there's even recent research saying it should be even more than that. But let's just stick with that for the moment. So use these long runs as practice for the marathon day itself in terms of your fueling, your hydrating, your gels, your chews. How are you going to carry them? How are you going to eat them? I tell you something, eating a gel when you're 2 hours into a marathon, it's really tricky. So master that skill of not only consuming the gel, consuming the carbs, actually opening them. Practice, always practice. You don't want to be consuming that much carbs when your heart rate is maxed out for the very first time on your marathon, because I can guarantee you'll be spending miles 18 to 20 in that Portaloo. Every long run over 90 minutes is a dress rehearsal. You need to wear exactly the same socks that you're going to wear on race day. Wear the exact hat. And most importantly, practice eating and fueling. Set a timer on your running watch to beep every 30 to 45 minutes to remind yourself to take on fuel. Train your gut to process carbohydrates under stress. Which brings us to the final rule. Once you've mastered the easy pace, the time cap and the fueling, you unlock the secret weapon for the final month of your training block, the fast finish. Anyone can run sub-4 on fresh legs. And as we know, the real marathon starts at kilometre 32. To prepare for that, we do a hybrid workout. For the last 2 major long runs, you might want to do 80% of the distance at your easy zone 2 pace. And then for the last 5 to 8 kilometres, really drop the hammer and run at marathon pace or above. Just gets you used to that pace that you want to try and hit on marathon day. It's going to hurt. Your brain is going to scream at you to stop. But teaching your legs to turn over fast when you're already depleted is the exact stimulus you need on race day to avoid hitting the wall. If you execute all of these rules on your weekend long runs, your sub-4 marathon engine is going to be virtually bulletproof. So before you go, don't forget to give this video a quick like. And if you're running a marathon soon or you're thinking about training for a marathon, let me know down below in the comments. Where is your marathon? When is it? Do you have a time-based goal? Do you have a sub-4 in mind? Or are you just running to finish? Let me know down below in the comments. So the next video will be dropping next week, and it'll be me running the One Run Abu Dhabi, which is a half marathon. A half marathon that I've had little to no training for. So if you want to know how I get on, don't forget to click on that subscribe button. So I hope you enjoyed this video. But until the next one, I'll see you very soon.